Oh man, it's the grab bag!
When I was a young child, my parents were very strict about what games we could and couldn't have at our house. They were extremely hardcore Christians at the time, to the point where skeletons, magic, anything like that got tossed out of the house. And so, in comes Lagoon, a game that we basically didn't want my parents to see. And it was one of the few games that we had for a while until they found out there were skeletons in it, but they thought it was okay at first. It is an RPG, action RPG for the Super Nintendo, and it is perhaps one of the games that has a lot of potential, but also is kind of a mixed bag. I look back at it quite fondly because, well, I wasn't allowed to have a lot of different games at the time. So I've always thought, I like this game. I like this game a lot. But it's very flawed. And I'm about to go into the reasons why. But first, one of the things it does best is music. The story of the game is you play as Nasir, I think is how it's said, the chosen one, the child of light, essentially, and your magical trainer or whatever, I don't know, the wizard who found you, sends you off on a quest to find out why the waters of Lagoon have become muddy. And as you go through the game, you find out that there is an evil plot afoot by this villain who wants to resurrect an ancient demon, and he needs a princess, and there's other people that you have to meet up with, and some of them are good guys and some of them are villains. And you proceed to go from one castle to another, collecting magical artifacts as you travel to find out what's happening. And then it all culminates with reaching Castle Lagoon, which is now floating in the air as the ritual is going to be done. And yeah, it's a pretty good story, and it's a solid, plot for being a Super Nintendo game. The one thing is that, yeah, the combat needs a little bit of work. It got very difficult, and the platforming is obnoxious. Save often. One thing is, yes, you can save anywhere, which is nice, but you can also die pretty much anywhere. Combat is very difficult, especially towards the end of the game, like when you're fighting the Thor, the Thunderbird. That one is brutal. And of course, you fall down any pit, you die immediately, and it's a game over. I had once heard that it was on another console where the gameplay was slightly different. I don't know if that was the Atari or something, but the Super Nintendo version is the one that I did play. Overall, the game's mid, but I have a lot of fond memories of it. And if you haven't played it, I suggest it. And it's one of those games where I kind of would love to see it remastered or something. Imagine it being a fully 3D action RPG. It'd be a lot of fun. Wouldn't be perfect, and I don't know if there's enough love for the game to push it or something. But just the idea of it with its rocking music, just a lot of fun. Anyways, I've got something a little special coming up next. I hope you guys like it.
An evil spell of chaos across the land. The mighty Castle Lagoon lifts into the air. The waters of the world turn muddy. Awake Awaken, Nasir, child of light. The world needs a hero. Danger awaits for you. Rise, Nasir, child of light. Must